Go Hart.
Another fruitcake. Harty will tell you this. We was at training at the stadium and he was doing a shooting session, like just where the coach pings it out, you have a touch to finish. And Deck was only, this was when, so Deck must have been like young, 19 at the time. And he's had a touch and his Deck's got a lovely strike on him. And he's whipped one past Harty and he's gone, and Harty died for it, didn't get it. And he's like, "What, Harty, one day, son," like that, right? Yeah, and Harty went, "Deck, you say that again, I'm going to beat you." Right, and so he's come back to Deck, he's missed one, and he's hit another one, he's gone in, and he asked him to go and say it. He went, "One day, Harty," like that, mate. And I swear to him, Harty has just left him, sprinted across the pitch. Dex took off down the tunnel. He chased him the whole way around London Stadium, like all got him and beat him up. But it was like that. Harty was mad, mate.
We played Bradford City at home. We were 4-2 down. He had 3 blatant penalties. They were penalties, all turned down. Yeah, he goes to me, comes walking over to the touchline. "How do I play?" I said, "Parlour." He sits on the floor, I swear, in front of the dugout, crosses his arms, and then he goes like that. "I don't play no more." I'm saying, "Parlour, get up. We're losing 4-2 to Bradford, Parlour. Get up, Parlour." Then next thing, they're dribbling the ball around him. He's still sitting on the floor. Go through. Dean Saunders, while he's sitting on the floor, misses an open goal to make it 5-2. The crowd starts singing "Parlour de Canios." "Parlour de Canios." Oh, he jumps up. Next thing, he gets the ball. I swear, he was there. He beats 4 players. We go through, bang, bang, we score. We're back in the game. Suddenly, 2 minutes later, he goes through again, something else happens, bang, 4-4. 2 minutes to go, we get a penalty. Frank Lampard picks the ball up, Parlour comes over, they're pulling the ball. It went up a minute, didn't it? Can't win this argument. Parlour puts the ball down. He runs back, runs up to smash the ball. The goalie dived full length, nearly his head on the goalpost. Incredible.
"It's Brian Clough." And I thought, oh shit. Picked the phone up, went and he went, "Young man, have you washed your hands?" I said, yes, I have, Mr. Clough." He went, "Call me Brian." I said, "Okay." He went, "Tell me, are you signed, sealed and delivered?" I said, "Well, no, actually, I'm quite open-minded as to where I go." I said, "I've got to leave now." I said, "I've got some interest from different parts, but nothing yet finalised." He went, "Would you consider coming back to England?" I said, "Well, yes. I mean, that's a possibility as well. There is interest. Would you consider coming to Nottingham Forest?" I went, "Not really, no, Brian." "Why not?" I said, "Well, to be perfectly honest, Brian," I said, "if I come back to England," and this came out really, it didn't come out how I wanted it. I said, "If I come back to England, I want to come back to one of the big clubs."
Oh dear.
Brian Clough went, "Nottingham Forest is a big club. There's only Liverpool won more than us in the last 10 years, young man." I said, "No, I understand what you're saying." I said, but when I talk, I'm talking about the big clubs with the big crowds, and I was just getting myself in a bigger pickle. And I said, "No, I'm from Leicester." I said, "It's down the road." I said, "Forest is really difficult, if you understand me." He went, "No, I don't. Call me Mr. Clough." And bang the phone down.
When Gazza come in...
Gazza got to Burnley?
Yeah, Gazza came in. Gazza probably won't remember it. He did come to Burnley. The first day he come in, "Who wants a cup of tea?" He was going around, "Who wants a cup of tea?" What? This is Gazza, and he's making everyone a cup of tea first day. We couldn't believe it. And he's going around, "Do you want a cup of tea?" "Yeah." "Oh, thanks, Gazza." "Yeah, it's great." So we all go out for training, and he's a nice person. Like to come in, we all think he's Gazza the King. We'd do anything for him, and yet here he is. He's making everyone cups of teas, and then we know why. We all walk out of training, and then he said, "How's your cup of teas?" And everyone was like, "Yeah, great, thanks, Gazza." He went, "Yeah, I put a load of shit powder in it." People down by the river having a shit during training, Yeah, no wonder he was going around putting a load of laxative in the teapot, wasn't he?
What happened with me and Razor when we came to blows on the pitch? Well, we were still, decent good friends. We used to live near each other down in Southampton, and when he was at Liverpool and I played in Blackburn, and then we played Liverpool, Blackburn at Ewood Park, and there's unusual banter going on, and this is going to happen, and And honestly, it was after we came with a crunching tackle. He tried to do me, he actually stood on me. So we both got up and sort of grabbed each other by the throat and the top, and I'm thinking, oh my God, what's going on here? But then we shook hands afterwards and had a pint in the players' lounge.
Or you're a bit cringe or awkward. Or...
And now, honestly, I've got him by the scruff of the neck, and I'm thinking, I'm godparent to one of his kids here. I'm trying to...
This is God's honest truth, right? They pick a jury. They go on a computer. There's 20-odd people stood there. Jury number 6, Peter Crouch. Peter Crouch? Where's Peter Crouch?
I heard
right?
about it.
There's a geezer there. He's got to be 6'8", right? He's
I didn't know he was tall. I didn't know he was a tall fella.
Skinny guy with blonde hair that's going a little bit grey now. If you'd have said, I want someone to play Peter Crouch in a film in 10 years' time, he would have been your man. So everybody in the court starts laughing. Even I'm sitting behind a glass partition, me and Milan, like we're the Yorkshire Ripper or someone, we're sitting there, and even me and Milan ended up laughing. It was that funny. And he was a steward at Tottenham, right? And I'm managing Tottenham. Anyway, we adjourned for lunch. We're going to start the trial at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, in comes the clerk of the court, goes up to the judge. One of the newspapers has tweeted or sent a message back to their desk saying, you can't make this up. The Peter Crouch bonus case is a geezer on the jury, 6'8", called Peter Crouch with blonde hair. Right now, so he tells the judge it's now in the public domain, so they have to pick a new jury and they threw him off.
Oh, mate, so
which
they
I
had
was
to
choked about.
They had to substitute Crouchy. How
ironic. Crouchy.
Not the first time. Not the first time.
That was a story.
We used to go Scarborough pre-season. We went up to Scarborough, and I said to the lads, right, 20 quid in each. We go bowling alley. Whoever wins, bowling alley. Tell them is that I'd worked in a bowling alley for 2 years, and I had my own stuff. So we get to the bowling alley. I got my own ball out and my own cloth and everything, and my shoes. I did. And I shot a 248, I think it was. And won all. And
took the money?
Yeah, quite right. That wasn't illegal. That wasn't illegal.
Nasty.
It wasn't illegal, Alan. That's just a bit of shrewdness, isn't it?
George Graham he always took a massive squad. Like, it'd take 6 players who're not playing. Yeah. So we'd all be sitting there going, I'm not in the squad. So this one day I wasn't in the squad, Andy Lineker and Stephen Morrow. So they said, what are we going to do, lads? Come on, let's go and have a few drinks up in the Carlsberg suite. So off we went, Carlsberg suite. Anyway, it gets about 15 minutes before kick-off. I'm probably on my 4th pint. It's no problem. We've talked about the game with the punters at Liverpool. All of a sudden, Stuart Houston comes into the bar. What are you doing? I said, we're having a drink, Stu. Get yourself downstairs now. Someone's got injured in the warm-up. You're sub now. So I've gone like that. I've gone, oh my God. Andy Lineker's gone, well, let him finish his pint, Stu. So I've gone downstairs, and Jamie Redknapp was sub for Liverpool, and he was my mate at the time, and we was warming up together. And he said, what have you been doing? I said, I've been in the Carlsberg, man. He said, I hope I don't, I hope I only get on for about 10 minutes. So he put me on for half an hour. So Jamie comes on, he's laughing, and I really, that was hard work.
One of your best games, that was.